Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the all-new 2023 Ford F-150 Tremor that happens to have a V8 powertrain. Before we get into the video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into it. So it seems as though Ford is releasing this V8 version of the Tremor at a perfect time, and we'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But let's talk about the specs on this new V8 Tremor. So first off, it's got the 5-liter V8 as standard, and that is just for the Tremor package in general for the 2023 model year, which is pretty cool. And this 5-liter V8 is good for 400 horsepower, and then 410 pound-feet of torque, goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, if you compare that to the EcoBoost Tremor that's available right now, it is down on torque by a substantial margin, 90 pound-feet, because the EcoBoost produces 500 pound-feet of torque. Horsepower is the same at 400 horsepower. Now, this power difference is going to feel even more substantial at higher elevation. You guys know I live at 4,500 feet elevation, which means that the EcoBoost is going to feel substantially quicker compared to this 5.0 V8. But obviously the EcoBoost doesn't sound as cool as the 5.0 V8, and everyone knows that the reliability of the 5.0 V8 has been shown to be slightly better than the EcoBoost. But that is not all for this 5.0 Tremor. So first off, because this isn't going to have a massive intercooler because it's not turbocharged, that means that this version of the Tremor should be able to have a winch fitted to it, which is pretty awesome because, again, you've got a little bit of extra space, which is going to be great for off-roading. And then on top of that, right, being a V8, it's going to sound absolutely fantastic. But I think the real exciting news is the fact that this engine is able to be supercharged very, very easily. You guys know that I review a bunch of specialty products from, well, not exactly Ford, but actually from Tuscany. And what those specialty products are Ford F-150s with 5.0 V8s that are supercharged, like the Shelby F-150 off-road. And so you best believe that people are going to be taking these 5.0 Tremors, throwing Whipple superchargers on them, and getting over 700 horsepower out of the trucks, which is going to be more horsepower than what the new Raptor R has. And again, we'll kind of talk about that more at the end of this video. So overall, I think this is a great move by Ford. It makes logical sense, and I think making it standard makes sense because the 5.0 V8 is generally a lower cost option compared to the EcoBoost V6 because it's considered to be a less premium engine, and which is kind of weird because, I mean, it's the 5.0 V8. Come on, it's such a cool engine. And that's pretty much it for that. There's not going to be any sort of like special appearance with this, just like a regular F-150 with a 5.0. The only way you're going to be able to tell that it has a 5.0 is, well, if you look under the hood or start it up in here, that, oh wow, that actually sounds really good. So the Tremor's still going to have the dual outlet exhaust, which it'll be interesting to hear what that sounds like with a 5.0 V8 because maybe it'll make it sound louder than, you know, what a regular 5.0 V8 sounds like. And it'll still have all the same capability, right? The slightly wider track, the larger off-road tires, the custom Tremor interior with all of like the gold accents on the interior and then also on the exterior as well. So all of that stuff that you can get with the 22 Tremor will be transferred over into this 2023 Tremor. This is just basically an engine drop. Now, let's get into why this is the perfect timing. So Ford just announced the 2023 Ford Raptor R, and I made a video on the main channel talking about this truck in depth, but let's be honest, it has been a complete poop show, right? Because everyone was hoping that this Raptor R was not only going to be affordable, but attainable from a production number standpoint, and that is absolutely not what is happening whatsoever. Ford is only going to be building like 2,000 something Raptor Rs for the initial batch. If you guys are wondering, there is 3,000 Ford dealerships here in the US. So that means that most Ford dealers are not going to get a single Raptor R allocation. What that also means is that most people are not going to get a Raptor R allocation. And on top of that, dealership markups on this truck are absolutely enormous. I have gotten email over email over email of people basically saying that, hey, I was first in line at my dealership. They told me they would give me MSRP, but as soon as the truck was announced, they said, nope, we're kidding. We're going to give you $25,000 over MSRP, $50,000 over MSRP, so on and so forth. Now, why does this apply to the Tremor? Well, here's the deal. Apparently, it's very hard for Ford to produce this Raptor R because of the hand-built engine, which does slightly confuse me a little bit because Mercedes seems to be able to churn out tons of those AMG V8s that are also hand-built. So who knows exactly. We are having tons of production issues in general because of the whole COVID situation. So I'm not like too confused that it's like, oh wow, we're not able to produce a bunch of these crazy hand-built supercharged V8s. But anyways, Ford is trying to supplement that with this Tremor V8. And on top of that, there was a lot of people that requested a Tremor V8 since the Tremor was released. A lot of people were disappointed that they couldn't get this with the 5.0 V8. So it's kind of like a combination of both things, right? There was a lot of Tremor owners that were like, man, I wish this had a V8. And then a lot of people that, you know, were wanting the Ford Raptor, realizing that, oh wow, that $109,000 starting MSRP is way more than I expected. Most people thought it would start somewhere in the $80,000 range because of the starting price of the Ram TRX. Obviously, that's not what's happening. And so then this is kind of a way to hopefully make those customers happy. Like, hey, yes, we understand the Raptor R is going to be hard to get and it's very expensive, but you can still get an off-road package from Ford with a 5.0 V8. And if you want more performance from that, just throw a Whipple supercharger on it. And so I think overall it's a great idea. And I think a lot of customers are going to be happy with this 5.0 Tremor in just the stock format. And then those people that were wanting a Raptor R, but you know, weren't able to get one, whether it was in the form of not able to get an allocation or not willing to pay the crazy markups from dealers, will be able to get not exactly a Raptor R, but something similar with this 5.0 Tremor if they supercharge it. And let's be honest, most people never take these trucks off-road, and so a 5.0 Tremor that's supercharged is going to be just as fun on-road as a Raptor R. It just won't have that cool Raptor R rarity to it. And so I guess we're going to close things off with my overall thoughts. I think this is a smart move by Ford, but what I will say is this is not going to fully please the people, right? This is not going to fully please the customers. Those people that wanted a 5.0 Tremor are going to be just absolutely just enamored. They're going to love this powertrain. Good job. You're helping out those people, Ford. But the people that wanted a Raptor R that now can't get a Raptor R because of the low production numbers and because of the price, they're not going to be happy, right? There will be a small group of those people that'll get a 5.0 Tremor and supercharge it, but that's a very small minority because people aren't really fond of modifying vehicles because you lose the manufacturer warranty. And a lot of people, frankly, don't want to deal with that. They want to be able to just go into a dealership and buy a vehicle. They don't want to have it at a shop for, you know, weeks or months getting tuned up and fixed up and everything. So you're going to have this large group of Ford fans that can't get a Raptor R because, well, again, availability and price. And so they're not going to buy another product from Ford necessarily. I think what is now going to happen now that Ford has announced the Raptor R and now this new Tremor package is you're going to have a lot of TRX sales, because I'm, you know, trying to look at this objectively from every single angle. And if I was a Ford fan and owned a Gen 2 Raptor and was waiting for a V8 Raptor and then realized that the V8 Raptor was not going to be attainable, I'm not just going to go and buy an F-150 Tremor because that would feel like a downgrade for my truck because I own a Raptor, right? I'm going to want something that is similar in terms of, you know, looks with the wide body appearance and then also with capability. So I'm stuck between Whipple supercharged Tremor and something from another manufacturer, aka the Ram TRX. And so that's kind of my thoughts. Is I think this is great that Ford is releasing this Tremor package. I think that it's going to keep some people happy, but there's still going to be a large group of Ford enthusiasts that will now, I guess, be Ram enthusiasts. Let me know what you guys think about this new Tremor with the 5.0 V8. If you think that this is enough to satiate the hunger for a Raptor R, considering the fact that, well, Ford's not building enough of them. And I'll see all of you in the next video.